What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I wanted to talk about a couple of car wash kits that they have available at Costco. I was at my local Costco walking around, saw these two kits. So there's both from AutoSpa. There's this guy and then there is this guy, kind of a telescoping wand, flow through wash head brush. So we're gonna jump into these. I'll tell you my opinion on them. Right off the bat though, as a professional, I wouldn't use these. I think there's gonna be some items in here that you can use, but again, as a professional, it's definitely something I wouldn't buy to use in my business. But for the DIYer at home, I wanted to make this video essentially for the DIYer so that you can see like, hey, if I'm doing my car at home and I don't wanna damage it, will this work? Will this cause damage? Will, just what's the best option for me? If you guys are interested in the products that I use, my full recommendation, I have a video on how to properly wash a vehicle like a professional would. Then I also have a little PDF that you guys can download, but I'll have that link down in the description for you guys as well if you want to get that little PDF that has my favorite items on there that you're able to use to safely clean your car. Okay, now let's go ahead and jump into these kits. All right, so kit number one is this one here, the AutoSpa Luxury Car Care Professional Double Shot Ultimate Car Wash System. Luxury auto care and professional, I don't know, right? But let's go ahead and pop this thing open and take a look. Now this kit's definitely gonna work for a lot of people, right? The people that aren't super concerned with their car, if you're going through a drive-through car wash anyway, this isn't gonna create any more harm than that, I wouldn't think. And I'm not talking negatively about those ways of doing things. It's just, they will damage your car over time. It will affect the clear coat and all that kind of stuff on your car. So just be careful. But let's go ahead and pop this open. Okay, so they definitely were concerned about making that easy to open. It's actually pretty difficult, so it's nice and secure in there. So the main part of this system is this brush head. Basically what it is you can fill this column here with soap, so you can do pre-rinsing. You can also have, it just passes through this whole mechanism here, this whole handle, water flows through, you blast out water, this gets saturated and you're able to scrub your car and get the dirt off. But that is where the problem lies within this thing, is these brushes, they're okay. But I definitely would not put these on the surface of any of my customers' cars or my own. And then the problem with these is like, you use it once, who knows what's getting caught in here, and then you're going back at it, you get a little pebble or something stuck in there and you go across your paint, you're just gonna scratch and damage your paint. I do not recommend using a brush like this. This is cool, I mean, just so if you guys do have this and you do wanna use it, you have a mechanism here, you can turn the dial for soap, turn it over here to rinse, and then you're able to press it in order to get to the soap portion. You just press it in, loosen the dial, comes out, and then you can actually use that to fill your soap. So that's a nice little kind of multi-purpose piece there. You can also do an adjustment here, and then along with another adjustment point here to adjust the flow, I guess, of your water content. So you can turn it on and off. But this, you would just use a little square piece here. It would just seat in, seats in nicely, tightens down. I'm not gonna go into actual use case of this because I have nothing to use this on because I don't want to risk damaging my cars. But build quality seems okay. I mean, it's just hard plastic, but it seems okay. Longevity, I don't know. You can loosen this piece here and it is telescoping so you can have a nice long reach, which is cool. And I like that. But yeah, it's just, using a brush like this on a car, it's just, I don't have any confidence in it not damaging the paint over time. So this piece is a no-go for me, guys. Next up though, we do have a basic wash mitt. It's a little thin, but I'm okay with it. It's a microfiber chenille, kind of little fingered wash mitt. And then the other side has a little scrubber pad, and it's soft enough. It seems okay, for the deeper stuff or bugs or whatever else you want to kind of go at a little bit. I don't recommend doing that. I recommend using a chemical to break that stuff down and then rinse it away, so you're not aggressively going into the clear coat. But the wash mitt is okay. Next up is this little wheel and tire brush, and it's soft, seems good. Similar to, I sell a wheel brush on my website. Let me grab it for you guys here. So I sell this one on my site. I'll have this linked down in the description for you guys, but the one they give you in this kit is not bad. It's a little cheap. I mean, weight-wise, mine's heavier for sure, but I like the contoured grip. You have actual little finger holds. I have no issue with this. This will get the job done. It doesn't seem as dense on the bristles as this one, but again, and not a bad brush. Would I buy that kit though for essentially this and this? Because I'm not going to be using that, and there is no chance because these are $8-9. This wash mitt, I don't know, you can get them pretty cheap. Just go to Walmart, you can get them cheap. I personally just use microfiber towels 99% of the time, and I swap through the microfiber towels, so that way if I get the wash mitt dirty, instead of trying to rinse it off, I can just go microfiber towel, wipe down the car, get that one dirty, toss to the side, go to a brand new microfiber, keep it clean, keep the surface. I'm not introducing any contamination onto the surface of the car. I'm just removing, and I don't have to risk damaging the paint. Now for the other kit. This one's a little foam blaster, not a foam cannon. This does not go onto your pressure washer. This just hooks up to your garden hose. I get that they're selling this at Costco. It makes sense that they have one set up just for garden hoses because it appeals to everyone, right? Not everybody has a pressure washer that they can use, so this one is an interesting little concept. It does show it's a patented foaming sprayer with nozzle grip. So it looks like you can change out the nozzle, so that's probably where the patent comes in. Now this thing, let's just go ahead and open it up and we can talk about it a little bit more. Okay guys, so this one's actually a lot easier to pop open. Just a couple pieces there, so. All right guys, so basically with this kit, there's just 3 components to it. There's the foam blaster. I'm not calling it a foam cannon because you're not using it with the pressure washer, and it's gonna spray soap, not foam. So, but basically you can change the angle of it apparently, which is cool. The bottle, you just take off, and that's the problem that I'm seeing a ton here already. It's just the build quality is not great. So you have your feed tube, right, which goes into the bottle and sucks up the soap solution. But this is where you would attach it. The straw here is actually very, very stiff, which for one thing, if you're holding it at this angle, right, and you're running out of solution, it's gonna be sitting here, and this thing's just sitting straight, you're gonna be back here and you're not gonna be getting the solution. So not necessarily a bad design, it's just they should have used a more flexible tube. Secondly though, the feed tube goes onto this little red piece and it barely stays on. Like it just slips right on and right off. I mean, every time I take off the little canister, it comes off with it. So let's just see, tighten that on. Okay, it's on. We go to remove it. Hey, it stayed on, but it is starting to slip off. So it just comes right off, not very sturdy. So again, it may work, it's just not an ideal situation because I think you're going to be dealing with that quite a bit. Now, this unit actually comes apart. You can actually twist this piece here, remove the bottle portion, and you can attach the wheel brush. I actually thought that this would go on the end of the soap bottle, so you would be injecting soap while you're using this. That's not the case. It's just water and this little thing, and it just goes onto the front, twists on, and you can use it that way. The problem I'm seeing between this whole system though is this thing is very, 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 very cheap plastic. There's a little locking mechanism on it. It's just to lock this piece on or that piece on. So you lock it and it won't turn. So great, but again, the plastic is just, I mean, it just feels really, really cheap. If you drop it once, I don't know if it'll survive it. Absolutely not professional grade, even though they put professional all over this thing. And then lastly, you do have the wash mitt. And again, the wash mitt's a cool idea. I like it. It's got a hand grip. It's nice and comfortable. But the fact of the matter is, guys, it's nice that you can remove the wash mitt part and you can clean it. But the backing that it goes onto, look at this edge. Super, super, super hard edge and pretty sharp. So even when you have it in here, right, if you just hit that edge, I mean, I don't know if you can't see it, or obviously I can feel it, but you guys can't, but it's right there. So if you come across on a hard angle on paint, you're hitting a little bit of material and then straight onto that hard plastic. So not my favorite there either. So I don't like this thing. So I really thought that that first kit, I didn't think, I knew I wasn't gonna recommend that one. The brush system, I just don't like. This one I thought, you know, for the DIYer at home, it's cool to have this little foamer that you can put on a hose. But I don't know, it just seems really, really cheap quality to me. So I'm not a fan there. But let's go ahead and use this really quickly. I'm just gonna show you guys the difference. I'm gonna test this thing out, we'll see how it works. And then we will show you this the amount of soap that comes out versus an actual foam cannon, so you guys can really get an idea, because a lot of people think this is a foam cannon. It's not. This is gonna spray soapy water. So let's head out to the front of the shop and I'll show you guys the difference between these two. Obviously, a lot of you that watch the channel know the difference already, but if you're wondering and you don't know the difference, here we go. Okay guys, so for this test, I'm going to be using Meguiar's Ultimate Snow Foam Extreme Clean Soap. Now the bottle on this thing says to put soap all the way up to here, about 1/3 of the bottle. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill it up that way and fill the rest up with water, and then we'll use it. All right guys, so I've got it filled up. Right off the bat, it leaks from there. I don't know if that might be the brass fitting on my hose, so not a knock against it necessarily, but I have my phone here, so I'll film it for you guys right up close, and here we go. All right guys, so as you can see, not very impressive, right? Now I will say, as far as one of those little foam blasters that goes onto a foam, just onto a garden hose, it performed pretty well. Like it's just the build quality is super cheap. Now I'm gonna go ahead and show you the MJJC Foam Cannon Pro. This one gets more foam than most, but the MTM, the MJJC, the Griot's Boss, all those ones get a ton of foam. And then you can even get cheaper ones like the Amazon Basics. Doesn't get nearly as much foam as this, but still substantially more than what this thing just got. So let me go ahead and show you the foam cannon now. Again, this has to go onto a pressure washer, but if you have one, it's an easy quick connect right on the front of the nozzle, and then you're good to go. Now, another benefit of an actual foam cannon is I only used 2 ounces of this solution in here. So it filled it up to about here. The rest was all water. Obviously, I put a little too much pressure, so it filled up with a lot of soap as well. But I did let it rinse out a little bit. So barely any soap. So you're saving money on actual material costs because you're not having to put so much soap into something that doesn't work very well. So let me go ahead and fire the pressure washer on. I'll use my phone again so we can get a better up close look. All right, and here we go. So as you can see, super thick foam that clings onto the panel. Now again, like I said guys, this MJJC gets amazing foam, but some of the cheaper ones won't be as thick as this, but it'll still be considerably better. So there you go, real foam cannon versus one of those things. I'd really just recommend not wasting your money on that kit from Costco. Just, you know, if you're gonna do it right and get it done the first time. So there you have it guys. I do not recommend getting those kits. Again, I thought initially that it would be okay for a DIYer. I honestly don't even recommend it for that purpose. The brush, it's just gonna damage your car. The little foam blaster thing, it worked okay for what it is, but the build quality is terrible. So definitely not worth the money, guys. I would go a different route for you for sure. Again, I have that PDF link down in the description for you guys. Check that out. So make sure to like the video, make sure you're subscribed, turn on that notification bell. We'll see you on the next one.